What is it exactly that you want? You. I'm talking to you. What do you want? What do you want? Be so specific. Like what are you what are you after? Like you say, "Oh, I want this life. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want a big old house and fancy kitchen and tile bathrooms and a garage and a fucking $90,000 car and I want to have like real materials, every single piece of my clothing fucking made of wool and cotton and linen and my freaking view that I see every day is going to be mountains and the ocean and my dog's going to have an indoor swimming pool so that way he can get his hip therapy floating time in and all of these things and blah 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 and I want my dream body. And like even right there, just like let's stop right there. Your dream body. What is your dream body? What is your dream body? Because some people are just the decision of choosing like I'm enough, I'm gonna love myself away from having their dream body and your dream body is your body, blah 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 blah. But some of us on the other hand, we know exactly what physique we're going for. We know that when we look in the mirror, there are some things that we want to change. And you think about it and it's like, okay, so what do you want to change? And I think you have to get specific. I don't think you have to get specific. I know you have to get specific. You have to get so specific down to, like, for example, my bottom teeth are crooked right here. The top ones are fine. I had braces when I was a kid and I didn't wear the retainers, which is 100,000% on me, but I can say that I would like to get my bottom teeth straightened. So, like, what is my dream body? Part of my dream body is fixing the bottom set of my teeth so that way they're not as crooked. There you go. That's one step closer. So now what? So that's when you can say, okay, I want to fix my teeth. So how do I fix my teeth? Okay, well, I could get Invisalign. How do I get Invisalign? Well, I find a dentist or whatever that does Invisalign and I go do a consultation and I educate myself on Invisalign and find out what I need to do to get Invisalign stuck on the bottom of my teeth so that way they'll start straightening out. And then next thing you know, you have Invisalign, and then once you have Invisalign, that you got to have on for 2 years, and in 2 years you have straight teeth. Done. Or I don't know, maybe it's that your dream body is going to have a smaller waist and less overall fat and cellulite. So basically, from there is you're going to need to be overall toning your entire existence, like just cutting fat and toning, cutting fat and toning. And what goes into that? Okay, well, you need to be actively eating in a calorie deficit. You need to be actively walking, walking. You need to be doing intentional exercises that are geared towards, I would say, probably most of your abdominal region and like overall kind of like just like full body flexion. So, yeah, all of that's very specific. You don't just need to work out, you need to walk 10,000 steps a day, do Pilates 5 times a week, and eat whole foods for, I don't know, about 80% of your meals and then consume 1,700 calories or less a day. When you get specific about it and you can measure it and you can understand it, then you very easily go and do it. Saying something like, I want to make money, I want to lose weight, I don't want to be depressed anymore. It's a start. You're figuring out an idea of what it is that you're wanting, and we have to start somewhere. Like, some people don't just know what they want. You don't just immediately stop and you're like, yep, I got it all figured out, I know exactly what I want. Some of us do have to stop and think. Well, Hmm? Hmm? And then also, I think another thing to recognize is that when you stop and you think about what you want, think about why you want it. Because understanding why you want something, see, somebody said to me that I needed to find my why, just like my why, period, just why I get up every day. And I have now realized that if you were to give me the vague question, what is your why? I would say the answer is me. My why is me because I don't want to wake up one day and be like, damn, I had all of this time available to me and I didn't do shit with it, or I could have made the most out of my life and I didn't do anything. Like, I am going to wake up every day and exist for me. Now, what I choose to do for me and how I go from there, I do consider others. So, I have a dog and there are some things that I want for my dog because it would make me happy to see my dog happy. But I would have to care enough about making myself happy to care enough about making my dog happy because ultimately my dog is also going to be happy on the couch. He'd love a pool, but like me, I also would love a pool. So that's another thing to consider is you can say that you want something and then disguise it as, oh, well, I want it for them. But like if you were to just be honest with yourself, like I want it for me. I so selfishly want all of that shit just for me. All for me. Sometimes that's what you need. That's the motivation that you need. My vision board, there is a picture of me from when I was a kid slapped right up in the corner because I look every day and I'm like, yeah, imagine if she lived with you. Like, imagine if you had the ability to give her everything that you would have given her. Like when if she was your kid, like how would you want her life to be? And fun fact, I cannot go back and be like 5 again. I am 23, so it is what it is, but I can have the same level of passion for myself. Like I can love myself as if I was a little kid. Like I was the kid version of myself that is now my kid. And that is me. I'm a child. And yeah, just I've actually heard somebody do a whole video. I'm quite certain. I believe it was I like Liz's videos. I believe that she talked about think of yourself as your own child. Um but just like however you have to think of it. I didn't really think about myself as my own child. I just kind of would like use the picture and be like, yeah, remember her. Remember her. But mm, like wanting something for other people puts pressure on other people and then you're going to be really attached to that part of it. So it's like if you say I'm working so hard every single day because I want mm, my like I and like I'm not a parent, but it's like parents who I would say push really, really, really hard for their kid to go to college, and then their kid doesn't even want to go to college. And it's like, well, I worked so hard for you to go to college. You are going to go get the degree. And then it's kind of like you're wasting your money or you're like getting pissed off because you worked so hard for something that wasn't really for you. And I don't know. I'm not a parent. So, like, that's probably a horrible example to use. But it, it's just like what I'm driving at is if it's not for you, and you don't want it independently from anything else, to where like just it alone would make you happy, once you have it, you might not actually be happy. So, like, understanding that unless you're very specific and aware of what it is that you want before you go out there and try to get it, you might want to do that because, yeah, there's a hot chance that if you get clear and set on something that you want, you'll get it. But it just might not be a good thing for you. You might want it for the wrong reasons, or it might not be right for you. You might not know what's good for you because you haven't really done some internal reflections. So, yeah. Mm. Decide what you want.